It's my pleasure to bring up the next speaker, Mr. Ray Ricafort with Road Trip Nation. Any of you guys know Road Trip Nation? Make some noise for Road Trip Nation. Ray found the idea of Road Trip Nation when he was in New Zealand, when he was shadowing professionals, and he said, you know, success is not, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's people out there who have succeeded in what you want to do, and he wants to connect you with those people. Does that sound like a good idea? Okay. So we can't bring up Ray like no ordinary speaker, okay? That just won't happen, all right? So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say fist up. You guys are going to go like this, all right? Now I'm going to say fist out. You're going to go like this, all right? Fist out. Don't punch a person in front of them. Oh, none of that, all right? And then I'm going to say break it down. And you're going to go, oh! All right? All right, you break it down somewhere else. I mean, you can break it down however you break it down. That's how I break it down. Just bring out the inner line. I feel like Josie brought out the inner line to me when she was speaking. I was like, I can do this. You know, like she put like superhero star power in me, all right? So let's give it up for Ray. Sticks up. Sticks out. Break it down now. Oh! Make some noise for Ray, everybody. Make some noise. DJ hit it. DJ hit it. Oh. Where's the lady at? There you are. There you are.
How's it going, everybody? How you guys doing today? I just want to say today, I'm really honored. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do with Road Trip Nation and kind of what it is we do. We do a documentary series for TV, and so we send people on the road and document stories. But first off, just a huge congratulations to you guys. Hope you guys really take the advantage today, celebrate. Like, don't let anybody twist it for you. This is about you guys today and what you guys have accomplished. And kind of with what we do at Road Trip Nation, we send students on a big green and blue motorhome. It's outside. You guys can check it out. And we send students on road trips for about 6 weeks, and they go across the country, and they just talk to people they look up to, people they're inspired by, people that are doing things that you could see yourselves doing, whether it's what you're working in, what you're inspired by, what you can see yourself getting into. And so I just want to kind of be here today to kind of let you guys know and see it with you guys when I talk to you and meet with you after. You guys have yourselves your own story. How many of you guys here, just by show of hands, have had some struggle or something that you would say that not every person has to deal with, maybe that you see on TV or you see it have jobs, right? So that's pretty much everybody here. And so, like, I want this to be about you guys and the stories that we find to really let you know, like the people that you see on TV or the people that you see are business people and you're just like, nah, that's not somewhere I can be. That's just somebody that's always had it. They've always made it their way. As you heard from in the speech before, you know, she said hard work. It's about work. And you know, you can adapt that to whatever lingo or whatever way that works. If it's hustling, if it's grinding, you know, what it comes down to is hard work. And that's what it is. And you guys have shown that. Like, I don't think you understand that. You might be like, hey, this is awesome. This is a great event. But you guys have shown like a level of achievement, taking action. And when you guys are talking to employers, when you guys are talking to people that could get you your next job, your next interview, this is like a stamp of what you've done. This is a stamp of kind of what you've shown that you can act, that you can get stuff done. And so I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of perspective into kind of my experience with the road trip. I'll talk about how I got into it. I'm going to be showing you guys about 3 different stories, and then we've actually had some folks out here in the crowd that were involved with the WIBs, and they went on their own road trips. So we cut a piece for them, and we want to premiere their piece at the end of this. So, but I'm going to show you a little bit of the road trip that I did in New Zealand here. How many of you guys have heard of bungee jumping? No bungee jumping? Yeah. So we were going around New Zealand, and these interviews that we get, you know, we cold call people. And when I say cold call, it's not like somebody's saying, oh, we have a crew from PBS. Do you want to interview, sit down with them, and let them talk to you? It's like, hey, you might not know me. My name's Ray. But I was wondering if I could talk to you and kind of hear how you got started in this business. Like, what was your life like? What were the struggles that you were at? And so this is pretty much just one interview I have for my road trip. And then I'll share a little bit about my story and then show you guys a couple more interviews. So check it out.
Yeah. So where were you at our age?
Well, I left school and got a job driving trucks. And then I thought maybe I need to sort of advance myself. So I went to university for a year and studied philosophy and phenomenology of religion. And after a few weeks, I realized it wasn't really what I wanted to do. So I finished the year and then went back to driving trucks again. And eventually I started speed skiing, and that was a big part of my life, which all involved gravity. And then I started racing mountain bikes, which again is a gravity sport. So those things all sort of combined to be something I was interested in, the earth force of gravity. I was probably a little bit of a pseudo hippie back then. And then that really started to lead me, I guess, in a different direction, where I went to Europe, and as a sort of a farm boy from New Zealand going to Europe into a whole different culture, it really opened my mind to possibilities and opportunities. And during that period I met AJ Hackett, and he talked about bungee. So that was when we looked young like that. And we found some beautiful big bridges over there, and it culminated with him jumping off the Eiffel Tower, which is a sort of a famous move that he did.
We are about 30 minutes from Queenstown at the AJ Hackett bungee.
Stop sounding so calm. What's wrong with you?
I'm just trying not to think about it until we jump, so I'm just gonna jump and then be scared after. I'm a little nervous though.
When we were sort of assembling bungee, we assembled it as a personal challenge. It's not about the safety issue and the perceived danger. It's actually about dealing with yourself and how you dealt with the perceived danger, and then how you dealt with your actual physical situation. So that was probably a turning point when we realised what the change was in people when they did bungee. Hopefully it's opened doors for them. Do you feel that's been the case for you guys?
Take a wee walk out to the edge.
For me, I realized if I thought about it too much and I just kept analyzing about how this jump might go, then I probably wouldn't have jumped. But when I was just like, screw it. When I hear one, I'm just gonna go for it because I know it's gonna be good.
How you feel?
It's going, yeah, it's going now.
On one, go for 5.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For me, it was like, okay, I'm in the now. I'm standing on this platform, and I can either just kind of roll off, not do it, or I can spread my arms out, do like the best swan dive I can do, and live in the now, and what happens, happens.
You got this?
Are you feeling scared now?
No.
No? Not at all?
No.
You obviously haven't looked down then, have you?
There comes a point in your life where you are forced to make a decision or like take a risk, you know, and it's not until you're ready to make that step and actually take that first step yourself that you're open to it.
Here we go, on 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sometimes with bungee we see it as actually like a pinprick in time and space, and everything leads into it, and it's like a big funnel, you know, a big cone just going in towards this one pinpoint in time, which is the time when your brain says to your body, okay, now it's time to go. And then beyond that, it just goes into another funnel which just opens up into the rest of your life. So it's a point of intense focus that doesn't actually occur in our lives very often.
Nice. I got your shoulder, bit of balance there. Good wiggling out to you. Toes are right over there. One more little wiggle. Just like that. Oh, that's nice.
I can do this.
You put yourself up to something, and there's a huge perceived risk, but if you actually think about it rationally, you can see that it's all very safe, but that doesn't actually remove all your emotions and your instincts, in fact.
What are you thinking right now? Tell us what's going through the little head.
I'm gonna die.
No.
I'm gonna die.
Wave to the crowd over there and pretend you're happy. Just right out in front of us. Big deep breath. I'll count down from 5. On 1, just lean forward, dive out like Supergirl. Fun starts as soon as you go. Okay, you're all set, you're all good. Big deep breath. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Even though there may be a risk, there's a whole lot of things telling you this is risky, this is crazy, or you're stupid, or whatever it is. You know, you can achieve things and you can make the right decisions, or you can just back yourself to do something, you know, go headlong because you think it's right. Some people have constraints on themselves, or society, or others put constraints on people's minds or thinking. But really, we can do whatever we want to do.
Yeah, so that's bungee jumping. It's always funny for me watching that because they tell you when you jump, like, yeah, go ahead, you can try to scream. You're not going to scream. You know, and I go down, it's just like, So, but then it always feels good watching Fauna at the end because she makes it seem better for everybody. But yeah, I just kind of want to talk about that opportunity and like kind of the opportunities you guys have today and the opportunities you will have now because you're finishing this program. A lot of you are getting to meet with employers and meet with other people today. And whether it's somebody sitting next to you or somebody from another WIB or somebody you haven't seen, you know, that's another opportunity to connect with somebody. They might share the same passion with you. They might share an interest with you. That could be the start of a business, you know? That could be the start of something you guys start getting involved with each other. And so I guess understanding and recognizing that you guys have that. And one thing I learned kind of through my road trip, I know hard work is like a big theme people always talk about. And sometimes it's just, well, I don't feel like putting in all that work, you know? Why do I have to put in all that work? And that's a valid question. And for me, I kind of realized that right after my road trip, like the big missing key to that was purpose, you know, or the reason that you're doing it, finding a passion or the reason that you love it. And for me, it wasn't necessarily a passion, it was more about a purpose. For me, when I went on the road trip, my dad had been sick with cancer, and so he had been better, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna go on this road trip, I'm gonna talk to all these people, make connections, and when I get back, I'm gonna be ready to start the rest of my life, and it's gonna be all good, and like, this is it, this is like the start of it for me, you know, because I dropped out of college before then, just kind of found my way back in, and it was like, all right, I got over that hump, like, it's gotta be clear sailing once you kind of hit one bump, and you're good to go, you know, and actually the day after I got back from my road trip, my sister calls me and she says, you know, hey, we didn't want to ruin your road trip because you're doing this thing, and for a documentary series, it's an awesome experience, but, you know, Dad's cancer's back, and you're going to have to move home. And for me, it was just like, boom, like just crushed everything I kind of was like planning myself and setting myself up for, because it was like, this is it for the rest of my life, I'm good to go, and like, I had to move back home, you know, and I got to, the awesome thing was I got to spend like the last 4 or 5 months with my dad, you know, and I got to be at his bedside and just kind of listen to him and talk to him and pick his brain. And it's, you know, it's the people that care about you, whether it's the people out at the WIBs, teachers, family, if you have kids, your brothers, your sisters, that kind of purpose, that's the stuff that pushes you. And for me, you know, I got to spend time with him and really, you know, I was with him at his bedside when he died. And like, it was the only one, it was me, and it was just like you see in the movies, you know, it was like in the hospital, I was holding his hand, you know, and then goes flatline. And then all these nurses come in and like, you gotta go, code blue, code blue, code blue. Like, you gotta get out, and you're sitting there for like 10, 15 minutes and you're just waiting. You're like, I know they're gonna resuscitate him, you know? You hear him going clear, and they're hitting his chest, and you're like, this is gonna happen, and it's gonna be all good. And like, you know, you're just in that moment, and then you hear him go, you hear a nurse go, let's call it, you know, let's call it. And they come back out to you, and it's just like, you know, we're sorry, he's like gone. And it's just like that moment, you know, it's like the movies where you start wailing, you don't know why, and it's just like that kind of moment is hit you. And I know some of you guys have probably experienced that, but for me, that's where my purpose comes from. Like, I found out what was important to him and kind of the love that he showed me and like the investment that he put into me, whether or not it was, you know, encouraging me, giving me a piece of advice. There's people around you that are doing that all the time, and if you can't do it for yourself, or maybe you don't have that, like, think about the people that are investing in you and use that as your inspiration. And better yourself and make something for yourself. Because when you have that passion, that drive, that's when the work becomes easy. That's when it becomes more of a mission, where it's something I'm gonna finish, I got the drive to do this, regardless of what you think, I'm gonna get it done. And so I'm gonna share one more interview with you guys, and then I'll show you the last piece with some of the folks from the WIBs. But how many of you guys listen to Jay-Z, Rockefeller Records music, right? So Jay-Z has a partner named Dame Dash, and he was the CEO of Rockefeller Records, and so he has a dream to be a billionaire, you know, and you think record exec, these people always had it made, this is how they've always had it done, but you realize like everybody has a story, and that's why I tell you, even you have a story, and you're stamping out your story right now. And so I want to share his story, and you guys can see it and just kind of understand that everybody has their own struggles and come up from their own story.
Come out with your purpose to start a buzz, and I might not know the people you do. I hang in crowds, you might expect me to.
I was ridiculous when I was young. I was crazy. I'm quite sure like the people I went to high school with in school, I was probably most unlikely to succeed. You know what I'm saying? I was such a clown, and I was such a smart ass. You know, even when I was little, like 10, I used to always introduce myself as Damon Dash. Like, I'm Damon Dash. And they'd be like, you know, and, you know what I mean? I'd be like, I'm just saying, I'm Damon Dash. Like, I always...
We want to talk to you about the period of time in your life when you maybe didn't know what you were going to be.
I still don't know what I'm going to be. All I knew all my life was that I was going to be rich. That's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how I was going to be rich. I didn't know how I was going to make my money. I just knew that there would be opportunities that would present themselves and that I would capitalize, and that I never wanted to have a boss. And if I did have a boss, he'd have to be paying me money like I was a boss.
How and when did you like develop this the
entrepreneurial spirit? Hanging out in Harlem. We have this attitude in Harlem, you know, like you have to have this swagger. You have to have the best clothes, the best cars, the best girls, the best jewelry, and you have to make money to get those things. So everyone's always trying to get money. Like before, I used to hang out on a stoop. You know, I used to hang out on a corner. This is my stoop now. I'm in an office. You know what I'm saying? You know, I get paid for this. How could I knock this hustle?
Can you talk a little bit more about like the harder times, like growing up maybe?
The hardest things that have ever happened to me have been the tragedies in my life. And I don't necessarily think I went through any more pain than anybody else did, but I just know that when it hit, this hit hard. I've caught a couple of bricks. When you get obliterated, like when, you know, as a child, like you lose your mother, and, you know, I lost my mother and I was obliterated, but, you know, it was like, I was in pain, and at that point I became fearless. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, I'm not scared of nothing. That what I was scared of already happened. And at that time, really, when my mother died, one of my things was, damn, I don't have the security I had. I always knew that if I didn't have money, my mother would take care of me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, who's gonna take care of me now? So actually, yeah, that might have been the moment I turned into a pure, like I gotta get money.
At what point in your like career have you felt most successful, and why?
I never really feel that successful. It's almost like the smarter you get, the dumber you know you are. You know what I'm saying? So like the minute I have success, I'm like, damn, but now I'm around people that are having ridiculous amounts of success.
You know, you don't say you're successful, but like from the outside, like people look at you as like a mogul and like an icon for our generation, for your culture. You're sitting here like on top of Manhattan. Like, are there still things that you fear and doubts that you still have?
No.
Nothing? I mean, even like on like a
There's
personal...
no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be a billionaire. I know it. It's just how long it's going to take. I know I'm going to have $1 billion when it's all said and done.
If you were born with $1 million, just the day you were born, what would you do like with your life?
I probably wouldn't appreciate a lot of things. The reason why I have so much fun is because I went through, you know, I saw so much. I know how it feels to not have a lot of money. I know how it feels to struggle. I know how it feels to, you know, just overall have a lack of something. You know, so I appreciate it. It's like everything I got is just because I fought for it. There was no protocol for it. Like, I didn't go to school for none of this. You know what I'm saying? Not for music, not for fashion, not for, I mean, I've directed movies. It's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just did it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, school is great. But if you don't know what you want to be, or if you do know what you want to be, you have to go live it. You got to go do it. Like, the best school is experience, and you, to a degree, have to start from the, like, despite who I am and what I got, every business I went to, I started from the ground up. And then overall, I just think I'm also better than everyone that's doing it. I don't want to undermine anything that anyone's done, but it's like, to me, none of this is brain surgery. So I'm like, if they could do it, I could do it. I could probably do it way better. The experiences that I have made me the man that I am today. Those experiences are the things that I sell. So it's just like, to me, life now is a constant test. You test it every day, you know, to see if you're going to do the right thing or the wrong thing. And I know for sure what goes around always comes around. I believe in karma. You know, I believe in, you know, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And that's exactly what happens. You lie to somebody, they're going to lie to you. You steal from somebody, somebody's going to steal from you. You know, as it relates to business or just living, always be honest. You know what I mean? No matter what. You know, just have good intent when you do things, and, you know, good things will come to you. But then, you know, as far as like work and work ethic, you know, you have to work hard. You know what I mean? Like, always work hard. Don't expect anybody to give you anything. You know what I mean? And if you believe in something 100%, like 100%, like, you know, like some people believe in things because they can make money, because they just want to make a dollar. But that's not how you really make money. If you really believe in something, believe in something, then fight for it. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody tell you anything different.
So that's Dame Dash there, and so I got running short on a little bit of time, so just want to put out to you guys, like we said, there's opportunities out there for you guys, and Road Trip Nation also, we want to be something that can be an opportunity for you guys. So we'll have a question and answer session later. We'll be up at the RV. If you guys want to talk to us, we do these things called independent road trips. And this is where we give grants for anybody that, you know, if you want to take it upon yourself and find these people that you look up to, people that you're inspired, whether it's here in the community, around in San Bernardino, or if it's in Riverside, or if you want to go to LA, we give grants up to $500. Basically, you give us a proposal, let us know who you want to talk to. why you want to talk to these people and really what you're looking to get into and what inspires you. And hopefully we can give you a grant and kind of set you up, and you can find these interviews, find these people, and make these connections and kind of take that next step for your guys' self. So once again, I just want to say before we finish with this piece, congratulations to all of you. I look forward to really being able to talk to you guys and spend some time with you guys throughout the day. So thank you.
Hit it, DJ, hit it. We got a piece. We got a Road Trip Nation. My bad, brother. Okay. Audio.
My name's Dwayne Fairley. I'm 21. Just got my GED.
My name is Tiana Butler. I am 21 years old. I am also a young mother. I am also a single mother at that.
There's a lot of things out there in the world that I want to do and try.
Ever since I was like in 4th grade, I was always told, you should be a hairdresser because your mom is.
My past relationships have basically told me to not go to school and stay home with them.
My freshman year, I did not do good. Out of the whole year of my freshman year, I only had 5 credits, and I was pregnant. Oh my God, you know, you became a mom at only 15. Like, how do you do that? How do you take that big responsibility of like, I'm just a baby, like now I have a baby, so I wanted to just go in a box and ship me somewhere where nobody knows who I am. I'm looking for encouragement. I'm looking for everybody that I'm going to interview today to kind of guide me to, you know, I did it, why can't you?
Road Trip Nation is like your journey to find yourself and what you want to do with your life.
We choose people that we want to talk to and ask them how they got to where they are.
See how they started off in their life, their first job, where they wanted to go and where they are now.
This morning I'm going to be interviewing Sandy Harmson. She is the executive director for this department, so I'm a little nervous about that one.
I'm pretty excited for the opportunity to interview Supervisor Gonzalez. I want to see how she got through all of her obstacles. I want to see what was her motivation. I don't know, maybe it was her kids or maybe it was just always a dream for her. I would just like to get to know that. Maybe I can get a better understanding with my life and help me succeed and achieve my goals.
I think the interview part is the best part for Road Trip Nation because you get to like talk to people.
Meeting new people today, I think we're going to be learning some new things as well, interviewing them.
Did you have a good support system?
So are you satisfied where you are now?
What piece of advice would you give to anyone who's trying to get their lives on track?
What made you want to be a public servant?
I absolutely never thought about it. I was on my way to fulfilling my parents' dream, the family business that we had.
When I was your age, I had no idea what I was going to do.
It wasn't what I thought I'd be when I'd grow up, but I can't think of a better place to be now.
Like some people didn't know what they wanted to do when they were younger, and now they want us to fulfill our goals and what we like to do in life.
You know what you like to do, and if you don't, you'll discover it, and make sure that you let that guide you in the path you want to go.
Where was some of the obstacles you had to go through to get where you was at?
I was told I'd never finish. You can't finish, you can't go back to school with 4 kids, 5 kids, and take care of them. I did. And I finished college, then went on. And along the way, there were people saying, you're too old, you won't finish, you can't do this, you can't do that. It was always, you can't. And I took that as a, you can, this is what you need to do, so get going, girl.
Well, I was thinking last night, should I prepare? Should I make more questions? Should I do more notes? And then I said, it's not even about notes. It's about what I want to know and what I want to find out about them.
There's always an excuse. But if it's something that you really want, you just have to do it. Even when you're up at 3 in the morning writing papers and you know you have to go to work at 5, like this is just what I have to do and it's just for now. And you have to remember that in the long run, it's going to pay off.
What sparks that interest and aha? If it makes you happy and it makes you feel like you're not really at work or you're not really having to work hard to learn it, then that's probably part of where your passion is.
They was like normal people. They just said it like it is. And that's what made me really interested in seeing like what they really do and where they came from.
Now I feel like I can do more than what I'm doing now, and I can accomplish more in life.
It's okay to make mistakes and be fearful of things, because that's what helps you in life, and you learn from those, and I think it betters you.
I'd like an opportunity to ask you, what are you getting out of this that can help you?
There's no excuses. You need to do what you have to do, and you just have to have that kind of attitude to succeed in life.
How wonderful. You got it. That's it. And what about yourself?
As for me, when I first came into this, I didn't know you was a single mother, and I struggle myself, like school, work, and being a mom is very hard for me. And all my life, basically, I had to learn everything on my own, and I appreciate this. I'm about to start crying. I never had someone to idolize. And for me meeting you, I can say I idolize you.
You get to see how important people just are not perfect. They weren't just made for the job.
It takes a lot of work to come in and do what you're doing, and to work every day, going home and taking care of your kids and balancing all that out. So really acknowledge that in yourself, that you're doing a great job, and I know that you're going to be successful, because I think there's just a spirit within us that drives us to go after things in our life. And again, I can see it in you. You've identified what's important to you for yourself and for your children, and that's what will keep pushing you. That's the why. I read a book a long time ago called it was The Meaning of Life by Viktor Frankl, and he said, he that has the why to live can survive almost any how.
Yeah.
So when you know what it is that you want and the why, whatever comes your way, you can get through. You're going to find a way how to do it, and I see that in you.
Thank you.
I didn't expect for her to say those words to me. Like, interviewing everybody made me feel like I can do it. Like, why can't I? You gotta make sure that whatever it is that you want to do, you have to do it. It might not be tomorrow, it might not be next month, it might be in a couple years, but you can do it. It's not gonna just happen because you're thinking of it. You know, you gotta make it happen.